No.
Go ahead.
Hello and welcome to Broker Than You. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. President Sean Rabinowitz is a proud supporter of our podcast network. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. And to connect with them, go to www.procyonpartners.net to get a free consultation. We have Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Renell Jump and Jake Voskuhl, UConn legendary basketball player. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large and small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you suffered any type of personal injury, a slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife decided to stab you one night, the Finch firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all over the state of Connecticut, and he will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch. Or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by Andre Dixon, UConn legendary running back. Trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he takes boys and girls in the sport of their choice, trains them from the ground up, helps them to reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. In Connecticut, to work with the best, go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. Julius trains offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments all across the country. Julius is located in Decatur, Georgia, but he has a virtual program where he can work with you in any state, any country, wherever you are. They also go to college showcase camps. Proud to say every camp attended, a member of the Trench Mob was offered a scholarship. Julius has sent kids to schools like Florida State, Miami, Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia, and Alabama. So to work with the best, go to www.battleofthetrenches.com. And we might as well say Nedvonne Young is the owner and operator of FreshFold Laundry Company down in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's a high-end laundry service. Yes, you both heard me say high-end laundry service. Now you can book online. They will pick up your laundry, wash, dry, and fold it, lightning speed records, and they are offering a delivery service where they bring your laundry back to you. So you don't have to do anything. You just got to put your laundry in a clear plastic bag, stick it outside. It'll be picked up and returned to you, smelling beautifully, washed, dried, and folded. So that is what Fresh is offering. They have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly. You can have your laundry done. You can sign up for that. All you college students in the area, especially North Carolina A&T, anyone in the area, there's many, many deals for college students. And all you have to do is go to their website. It is freshfold-laundry.com, and you can see all the services they have to offer. And now for the men of the hour, for broker than you, Mr. Laban Marsh, the king of real estate in Erie, Pennsilvania. Laban, great to see you.
That's what the kids do when they come out of line. They get crown them, right?
I always get comments on your facial hair changing week to week. It's very impressive.
Well, it grows pretty quick. I think it's
amazing though.
I think it's the milk I drink. But if you notice, I have less wisdom in the mustache and goatee area. So all this, my mother-in-law came into town last week and she looked at me. She's like, "Wow, you're really gray." I'm like,
"Yeah, you're old.
Nice to see you too, Donna."
She thinks.
Well, James looks like he's 25, so I mean that's the thing.
Yeah.
No, seriously, people comment on they think you're a different person every week because you got a Fu Manchu one week, you're clean shaven this week, another week you got the beard back. They're like, wow, does he have a stylist? Like, how does he do this?
I just switch it up. Yeah, I like the change of pace, keep people on their toes, and I like to be unrecognizable.
Yes, maybe that's smart. You want to be unrecognizable.
Yeah, one day you had the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. I loved it.
Well, I usually go from a full beard. My wife, you mentioned Jake Voskuhl, dude. He was from Texas, and when I got to Yukon wearing my cowboy boots, imposturing as a Texan.
Oh, he didn't like that.
Listen, dude, but I got into his pickup truck, and this guy had a cowboy hat rack right up here. So when he get out of the, he puts his hat on.
He was a hardcore Texan. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought he was a pretty boy. Okay.
I mean, he was a pretty boy, but he was definitely.
He had the best hair in Division I basketball,
dude. Well, he was that towhead, that blonde hair. He looked, dude. He looked like the dude from the Russian from Rocky.
Ivan Drago.
Oh man, he was an Ivan Drago. He should have done that for Halloween at least one year. But the other story I'd tell about Jake, when we walked into McMahon cafeteria, I literally thought there was a kid walking on top of the tables, and it was just Jake Voskuhl's 7-foot frame. I'd never seen a human that large. Yeah, and that was back, in Yukon. And I'm sure they still do hang out together a little bit, but like football, basketball, there was no special meal tables, for anybody. Like we all ate at McMahon.
That's exactly what we talked about. That was the first thing we talked about, how we all were together. Yeah. We all hung out together regardless of sport. But we have
I don't know if they do that anymore.
Nah, probably not. Mr. James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. James, great to see you.
Great to see everybody.
Very, very glad. Fresh is going to be joining us shortly. He's traveling as always, so
there's a great line. I'm sure if you haven't heard it, you should. It's better to be seen than viewed. Right.
That is very true.
I'll say nice to see you, and you'll have some of the old timers say better be seen than viewed.
That's true.
Is that your phone, Laban?
It's not me. I don't know.
That's my other group for some reason.
Oh, I got you.
WhatsApp. Somebody's trying to do a mass call, and I hate that.
Oh, I got you.
Listen. I have no notifications on my phone.
Yeah, I don't.
However many I don't. It doesn't ever ring. I mean, I
know when to pick it up.
I don't pick it up.
You actually need to with the real estate. Yeah.
Well, but listen, and this is a good time to disclose this. I did this when I had a buyer consultation last week, and I was literally with them for 2.5 hours. But after an hour and a half, I said to my clients, I said, listen, now's a good time. I said, how long have we been here? 90 minutes. I said, I just want you to understand that I haven't even looked at my phone in 90 minutes because I wanted to pay attention to you guys. So if you happen to text me or call and I don't answer, I'm just trying to give that same level of respect to the client that I'm with at the time. And so I had done that, but I did it with all my clients. And now I literally do not have to answer my phone because people know they're either going to text me or send me an email, but I really don't get bothered. And yes, in real estate sales, you want to answer your phone. But again, there's people in town that say, oh, Laban never answers his phone. It's like, well, you're not close enough to me to ever get that speech then. Because whether I go to lunch with you, if I have a meeting with you, at the end of it or towards the end, I will always stop them because I focus on who I'm with, just like here when I'm on this. It's like I got to focus on where I'm at. No, well, and that right. How good is that for engagement, right?
People don't do
like,
that at all.
No, and I think just in general, I've always blamed it on my concussions. Like I got to focus and a little ADHD squirrel. So for me, like I don't want to be distracted by my phone. So I give that pitch to anybody I've ever spent time with. And so they know, the most important people and my clients know, that if I don't answer right away, I'm just busy and I'll get back to you. But it's great because in my voicemail, it says, shoot me a text or send me an email. And somebody will say, hey, I called you, you never get back. It's like, well, but you didn't leave a voicemail. You didn't send me an email, nor did you text me.
Yeah.
So
I just got an unknown phone number. Right.
Now I know how to text.
So James, you had a question. Somebody was looking at, I think it's life insurance, and wanted to know about term life insurance because allegedly the premium can change. Is that accurate?
Yeah. So term insurance is what it sounds like. Term, meaning a period of time. So there's anywhere from 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 30 years, depending on what you purchase. Now, if you stay with that policy, depending on the age you signed up with, if you're in your 20s, 19, 20 years old,
right?
Yeah, you can buy term insurance. You're not going to get the benefits of, getting any money out of the policy, but it's insurance nonetheless. Like you have living benefits depending.
You have something. Okay.
Yeah. But here's the drawback. So let's say you're 25 years old and you have a 30-year policy.
Correct.
By the time you're 40-something, near 50, your policy could be canceled because 9 out of 10 people
can be canceled.
Yeah, because 9 out of 10 people that have term insurance is going to outlive the policy. So now, when you buy a new policy, current age that you're at, that policy is more money.
It's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
So
that's why I tell people to fit the whole life.
If you're 47 or whatever and they cancel your policy, do you still get the money from that policy once?
Nope.
So you're paying into this policy, they cancel it, and you get nothing.
This is what I try to tell people. I say
you had protection all those years. You had protection all those years. That's what.
So why would anyone ever sign up for a term life insurance policy?
They look at the fact of I can get $1 million policy for $19.99 a month without knowing the difference. That's not life. That's not whole life insurance.
No.
Whole life insurance is so much better. People say it's expensive, but you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
So,
right.
With whole life, listen, you bought a policy at 19 years old and you're paying, for 50 grand coverage or 100 grand coverage. At that point, you're paying something like $30, $40. By the time you're 56 years old, you're still paying that $30, $40. You know what I mean? But at that point, depending on the policy that's written, you can pull out money from that policy if need be. It'll never go away as long as you're still paying.
Fresh, good to see you.
Freaking Fresh.
What's up, Dad?
Where are you in an opulent little home there, bud?
Nice
what are you
house.
doing?
I like
I'm in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we come from
Say hi to JY for me. Are you visiting JY?
JY, yeah, that's
Nah,
right.
we're in Banff, Canada.
Banff.
So
where's that? Toronto. What part of Canada?
That's
West,
like
mid, east?
I think it's mid.
You have no idea where you're at, bro. You have no idea where you're at.
Not really, but
He's probably in the
What
middle of
province?
nowhere.
What province?
it's near what's that? Start with a C. Calgary.
Oh,
Calgary.
you're way out there. You're way west.
Wow.
Can you go to Bret Hart's house, please? Bret Hart's from Calgary. I'm the Bret.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just go to the Hart House. It's a legendary place. Just let me know. Just take a picture from.
What are you doing in Calgary?
You talking about the dungeon?
Yeah, you know the dungeon. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fresh. So that's good that you're here. We had a question for you because you were talking about your in the process. I don't know if you added it yet. The delivery service, picking up the laundry, delivering the laundry. Obviously, location, where they're going makes a difference. Can you give an estimate on the time of picking up someone's laundry, wash, dry, folding it, and then delivering it back to them? That was asked several times on the time frame that it would be.
Turnaround time?
Yeah, the turnaround for it.
Well, for turnaround, it depends on how bad you want how fast you want your clothes.
Right, I know you can expedite it, right?
It could be if you if you need your clothes, within a few hours, you can have it back within a few hours. So you can have it back within. Yeah, you can have your clothes back depending on your proximity to us. So most people within an hour would say like our main proximity, which is about, call it 7-mile radius of where we are. You can have it done same day. Usually get it back. If you come in early, you can get it back, say before 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Same day.
But normally, I thought you said typically 48 hours would be like normal time.
That is a part of for sure. That's a part of our process of being able to under promise, over deliver. So we know worst case scenario, we get it back to you in 48 hours. Most people will get their stuff back within worst case. So most of the time, you're going to get it back within 24 hours. But what we do is we kind of condition our clients, if you will, to expect it back within 2 days. Most of the time it's done either the same day or the next day. But because your expectations is to get it back in 2 days, we give it back to you in 2 days. Now, but then you have somebody who's like, is there any way you can get it back to us, within 24 hours? Sure. And then we can always just say, to be able to say yes is great. And then, just do the stuff like that.
Another couple people were asking if you are hiring for drivers at all.
Yes, we are. So we just we're still probably a couple weeks away from launching our. You were mentioning, we already been from the beginning been doing pickup and delivery. But what we're as I mentioned before, probably about a week or so ago, drop off service is coming in big. So drop off service will allow for people to just come into our new location and drop their stuff off, and either pick it up same day, next day, or whenever, within 48 hours they'll be able to pick it up. They'll determine it. So that's one of the biggest things. But yeah, drivers are we're hiring drivers. We'll be looking to hire a couple of attendants. So yeah, we're in hiring.
I'm curious, Fresh.
Is that on the website?
No.
Okay.
No, we're kind of seeking specific type of people to hire. We'll put it out there. I mean, we'll put it out there. People could always reach out and inquire. You could just send an email. But
so contact you, the FreshFold email to reach out to you if they're interested.
Yeah, they could do either, and it's changed. So what they could do is admin at my-freshfold. We adjusted. We changed
admin. Okay.
Yeah, admin, but they can still reach the website through freshfold-laundry.com.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I said.
Yeah, but that will still give you the same thing.
I'm curious from your perspective, because I know it's all about because for me, I'm afraid I would drop it off and then I don't get there for a week. Like if somebody doesn't pick up within 48 hours, do you have a process or do you have to follow up with them, or do you just let it sit until they come pick it up? And if they don't come pick it up after 2 weeks, you donate it to Goodwill or something. What I mean? It's everybody wants it back now, but I know somebody like me is like, oh, I've been meaning to get over there. Is that when they turn it into delivery, or you know what I mean? How do you have to sit on people's stuff for very long? And do you have a policy where if it sits beyond so many days, you donate it? You don't want to be donating people's stuff. It's not good business, but I'm just wondering, I can see you with a room full of people's stuff that they haven't picked up yet. Maybe that's
a good question. That's a good question. Not a problem we hadn't encountered yet. We do have policies. So we have policies in place to handle things of that nature, which would usually we have a certain time frame that after a certain amount of time, which is usually about 30 days, after 30 days, if you didn't pick up your stuff, yeah, it's donated, right? It's donated to Goodwill or somewhere like that, or
Okay.
Salvation Army. But we don't, because we deliver, right, and everything is kind of automated, we'll have where you are, we'll just, and right now, pickup and delivery and pickup is the same.
I was going to say, I would almost make it a policy where your pickup becomes a delivery after 30 days, and then I'm charging you for the delivery or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, because they clearly want that stuff, but at the same time, you have to have a policy from the business side of things so that you don't have a room full of lost and found, basically. And now you're storing people's stuff when they just didn't care enough. And then that leads me to, do you pay at pickup or do they pay when they drop off? Because if they pay when they drop off, I don't mind storing it for a minute. But if I'm waiting for you to pay,
everybody pays ahead of time anyway.
Front.
So
okay, that's what I was.
It's already paid. So if you pay me, one of the things is we're not pretty much after a few days, right? We're gonna deliver it. So we'll just set up. It'll be a delivery set up. It's gonna be on your doorstep. What you do from there is on you. So we delivered it,
right?
And we have a whole application process where it's a picture taken. So it'll be a picture taken right on your doorstep to show proof that it was delivered, and then you get it. Amazon. They get an email, everything. Yes, just like that.
All right, that makes sense. I just was curious because, again, so many times when you talk about the business, like I think of that administrative back office. Somebody's got to monitor all this, and again, that's where if you're paying for it, you're more likely to pick it up than obviously the COD or cash when they get it. But that was just something my silly mind thinks into the crevices of who needs to know.
No, that's a great question.
Thank you.
James, Lycan Broadcasting would like to know, can you explain what a living trust is and what are the advantages of having one?
A living trust?
Yes.
I
don't know what that is, but
I have an idea what it is. It's just.
I think that's an attorney. You're going to want an attorney for that.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. It's not an insurance policy or anything.
No.
Okay.
It's a vehicle.
I mean, I could chime in on that a little bit if you needed it, but But I would say, as always, disclose. Not an attorney. Not I don't sell any products like that. But
don't sue me if you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't play one on TV.
A living trust is, essentially it is instructions. It is instructions and also kind of like an entity formed, if you will, that gives instructions on how to handle things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when you put things in trust, like you could put in it, and also it kind of gives you protection. So if you put a house in trust, the house is under 123 Main Street Trust or Marsh Family Trust, then that particular place it's entrusted to be under the security of that trust, which helps do a couple things. It mitigates who can be kind of sought after, like people can come after who's the decision maker. It makes it so that, and especially when you're dealing with a lot of parties, right? So like Labe's family is huge, right? It's a big family. So now let's just say Labe's parents have a number of assets, and they're probably going to say they probably have a trust or something set up to where it's like Laban, gets Laban's family gets X certain things. Levi's family gets certain things, right? So it's already kind of set up, and in trust you put that, and usually there's some an attorney involved on how to say this is they're the you have people, the executive of the trust, and they determine what goes where, and then that trust also puts you in position to where if people come, say if someone's trying to sue Laban, everything tied to Laban's name is fair game. All right? So everything tied to Laban's name is fair game. But Laban being the the smartest guy in the room, nothing's tied to his name, right? It's in the trust.
Right.
So now they like come after me, and he's like, well, I don't have any assets. And they're like, but you own this. He's like, no, I don't own that. I control that. I manage that.
Control.
So that's kind of where it is. So a trust puts you, it's a vehicle that you can use to protect assets and give directions on how things are supposed to go, and how, gives instructions as well as protection, for your assets and for your family and things like that.
And we should get an attorney on here, but they're going to charge you per hour just to sit.
We'll work on that.
Oh, dude, your dad. We got to have your dad on.
Yeah,
Steve.
he's not coming close to this. That's okay.
Oh, come on, dude.
I've tried several times. He's not coming.
For me, ask him if he would do it for me.
Hey, he would
not
talk
that
real
special,
estate because he does a lot of real estate closing, so he would do that. James, this comes from a person named Double Dare. They would like to know, what age would you recommend a person getting a life insurance policy? Obviously, I'm sure you're going to say the younger the better, but is there an average age that you would recommend?
By this time,
it depends on the type of policy. So, like the ones that I normally suggest for people who are trying to kind of put their money away and use it as a bank.
Yes, that was another question, because you said you can use their policies as a bank.
Now, there's other whole life policies that will collect money, you can pull money from, but it's not as good as the IUL. So there's just your regular whole life policy, which, you can take a loan from them once it's built up enough. And then the IUL, where your money's compounded in interest and everything, and it's structured to distribute funds at a particular time, if you want to do it like that. So the younger the better. So, like, honestly, 18,
can parents take out life insurance policies on you? So they can. Because
they, take them over? I do it for my daughter and my grandkids.
Okay. And then would it get to the point where if they can take it over themselves and pay into it, that would be the plan? Okay.
Yeah. So what I did with my daughter and my grandsons, I put in a certain amount for my daughter, but I'm building it up to where
you said that. So when they go to college, they'll be able to have money for that.
Exactly.
So Laban, Razul and his partner, they're working on building this.
That development, right?
Yes, the development. They've met with civil engineers and all these people, and he's somewhat
busy,
perplexed by the timeline. And I was just saying, a building of this magnitude, it's going to take a little while before you obviously break ground. What would you say would be the expected time frame for building a 54-unit townhouse or affordable housing complex?
Well,
it's not going to be in the spring, right?
Oh gosh, I mean,
there's so much that has to go into it, right?
Yeah, and for 54, I mean, I'm sure they have a phase development, right? Because so much of that is not only just the infrastructure and the cost up front. Like when you don't see buildings go up, if it's just raw land, like you need to get sewer in there, the water lines, your national gas, national fuel. So, I mean, depending on when they so they already own the land.
They own the land and they got approval for the building
for what they can build what they want to build. They can develop what they want to build, right?
Yeah, but they're just doing like what you said. They're meeting with engineers. They're meeting with this person, that person to try to get everything in order to break ground. And Razul has a ton of anxiety, as you know,
and it is
because concerned about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like for instance, there's a project going on because I serve on our sewer authority, which is always exciting because like that's what I'm saying. You have to go to the sewer authority and I just had this conversation the other day with somebody. Sewer usually comes down to what's called capacity. Like wherever you're at, there's only so much sewer that a system can handle. And so when you're talking 54 homes or EDUs, connections to tie into the system, I mean, I don't know what their township's like or anything like that, but there has to be, you have to talk to the sewer authority and make sure that those homes can all be serviced, right? Because
Correct.
we're in a town where if some big development came in, we might have to put a moratorium on permits because our sewer doesn't have the capacity. All right. And so again, that's just one side of it, but they've got to do all of that due diligence and infrastructure planning, whether, engineering, and I don't know how much of that's been done.
That's what they've been doing. Yeah.
We have a local project right now that was approved either earlier in the year or last year. They started digging and breaking ground about a month ago. And I'm on the sewer authority, and our sewer authority does not have their estimates for cost. So again, I don't want to get too deep in the woods or weeds, but what happens is like a developer and I'll give you a pretty good example. This is now minutes, so you can look it up. It's public knowledge. But the sewer line that they have to run for their building is going to cost about $160,000, I want to say. But we want that project. It for the future development. We need a larger pipe than what they would put in, right? So you have this developer, how I want to build it. And then we as an authority are saying, okay, but where you're at, we need to take your 8-inch pipe and make it a 12-inch pipe for the future. And so we will absorb the additional cost after your baseline of what you need to do. So if their project is 160, but what we want to do is 460, we're going to pay the extra $300,000 to make sure that the right size pipe goes in the ground to service for future. And that's just sewer.
Is that typical for you to do that?
Oh, you have to. And that's where,
okay.
I mean, again, depending on where you're at, maybe rules are different, but sewer comes down to capacity, how much your system can handle, all that sort of thing. So looking at just that and knowing this project, everybody keeps texting me, hey, what's going in on the corner? And I tell them what it is, and they're either disappointed or excited. But before it's going to take, and now we're in October, like they haven't even broken ground to be able to make it watertight. And in this area, if you don't start digging a foundation or start putting your infrastructure in before November, you're probably not getting to it until March or April of next year. So though, not to mention, and being on the sewer authority, I'll have developers come in, and what happens is they need approval from our board. Well, our board meets once a month, and we can make emergency, like, hey, they'll send a poll out to the board and will this get approved? But you usually have to come in at the next meeting. And so that's where people in development get, held up, is that they think, oh, well, I know my timeline. But it's like the approval you need, they only meet the last Thursday of every month.
Right.
So you're at the mercy of all this bureaucracy. And that's where I don't want to frustrate Razul or have him, nervous, but there is definitely a process, bureaucracy before you can even break ground. And then once you break ground, because you're doing 54 homes, like, are you doing 6 a year, or are you trying to there's just a lot to it. So I can understand he's a little overwhelmed, but it's all about having a plan. And then on that side of it, the financing, like you're going to get the infrastructure done for the whole place, but then you're going to start building just a couple homes. So then once you sell a few of those, then you use that capital to, run the rest of the infrastructure. So that's where it's usually done in a phased development, but nobody sees the under the earth infrastructure, which is vital and has to be done before you even start to think about decorating the windows and things like that.
And then he also asked, because you have, you obviously have a great house, or you have a great manager that does your rental properties.
Yes.
He was curious to know, with 54 units, can he get one manager for that entire complex, or should he get two?
No, I mean, I would think, that's a pretty sizable complex, but I'm in a coaching group with a couple of brothers that are out of Charleston, South Carolina, and they buy large complexes, 100 unit plus. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll find, like, if you find a resident that can oversee that stuff or incentivize them by selling them a unit that they can now manage the rest of the places, or things like that. But I would think one person should be able to manage that. I mean, Marcus manages. We have about 160 doors. We are meeting with somebody tonight, one of our licensed agent that we might bring into the fold of property management because we see it growing with the way the market is and everything. So I would think he'd be able to get it done just himself. And you always do that, right? Starting out, try to handle it yourself. And then what becomes overwhelming is what maybe you just need somebody to show the units, or do you need somebody to do the paperwork and draw up the leases or the agreements? So I think breaking that down, but it seems palatable if it's all in one place to handle 54 units with one manager. I don't see that as a problem. Okay. And then how you handle that, whether they manage other places or if they're on site, you know what I mean? Almost like an RA back in the day.
Right.
Yeah. So it's definitely manageable, but I think that the phase development and then just realistic expectations, because the other thing with building, and I remember when we talked to Sam Dorville, he's very knowledgeable about it, because if you need the foundation done and then the guys aren't there to do the foundation, well, you can't start the frame. Like there's a process. Yeah, there's a
process, right?
Where if you get behind with somebody and now they're ready to go to the other job and haven't started yours, now it stresses me out even talking about
it. So James, Blake Quick, because whenever I do your live reads, I mention that you help first responders and law enforcement achieve financial stability and with life insurance policies. He's a 28-year-old officer. He does not have a life insurance policy. He was curious to know any advice you would give him on purchasing a policy and what that cost would look like. He has a wife and 2 kids, and he is in New York.
Okay, I'd have to see him because everything is in an exact.
So okay. So
especially he's 28 years old, it shouldn't be so bad.
So so he can obviously reach out to you and you can talk with him about that. Is it different, obviously, if you're in law enforcement because it's a riskier type of job? No.
Hey, I've got a quick question for you, James. Just does credit affect anybody insurance wise, or is it more?
If you have bad credit?
Yes and no. It depends on what you're trying to do. So, I have the thing with the premium financing. So the premium financing is if you have a certain amount of assets, we leverage the value of what you have to a loan. Yeah, and the loan bulks up the insurance, so the insurance is paid back first.
So they want to make sure you have credit worthiness of paying that back, obviously. Okay. Yep. I just thought about that.
It can help you get a better policy, though, right?
Yes.
Well, and it's just like in financing for a home. I mean, you have a better credit score, you're going to get a better interest rate.
Exactly.
So I think there's vital reasons, and that's where still, I mean, Dave Ramsey poo-poos the need for credit. But when you're in business, and especially in real estate, the leverageability, it is good to have a positive credit score, and letting the general banking industry know that you know how to handle debt is rather important. So,
and that's part of how the economy goes, because everything is on debt.
Yeah,
everything is based on debt. You know about it because you're.
Hey, Fresh, let me know if you're there. I had a question for you when you're back. Okay,
yeah, I'm back.
Fresh. So this comes from Maxwell. Maxwell wants to know, because you have been involved in various entities, real estate, having your own business. He is working with a partner, and he was curious if you have worked with partners, and he seems to be having constant challenges with this partner that is making their business ventures less efficient, and if you would have any advice for him going forward.
So my advice would be,
I don't know if you worked with others, but he's really struggling with this.
I mean, For sure. I mean,
Oh, we're losing him.
Yeah, he'll come back.
Wi-Fi.
So, and
Yes.
and what I would say is having a clearly. Oh, sorry.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, just go ahead. We got you.
I was saying, you just gotta vet. It's like anything else, man. You gotta vet everybody and just make sure that the person is, like-minded, that they, are going for the same common goal, or you have an equal exchange of understanding that they're gonna provide this, you're gonna provide that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Gonna determine, and they're gonna uphold what they said they're gonna.
Well, and they're already partners, though, Fresh. I think is his concern.
He was thinking about buying him out. I mean, he just seems to be having so many issues with him. And the other thing is, it's a friend. So, mixing business with pleasure isn't always the.
But that honestly, I think that's where, because I have partnerships too with real estate, and it goes back to having clearly defined roles.
You're right. Yeah, he was saying, Fresh was
you know what I
saying
mean?
that.
Because I think that's where, if he wants to buy him out, the dollar amount isn't so much the question. It's what's the responsibility? Like, what is that person doing?
What
and
are
are they
take
doing
on?
anything? I think that's what happens a lot of time is the partner who's doing everything is trying to get more effort out of the other partner. But if the other partner has a full-time job, or like to Fresh's point, if they're not all in with you as a partner, and before you become a partner, it's like any other relationship, man, you got to vet them, do your due diligence. But yeah, I mean, it's just something where it's definitely the clear plan and how to execute what it is that you guys agreed to. And it will change, as you're in business together, somebody's a little bit better at something else. But if you're not both rowing in the same direction to take, row your boat from that Minnesota coach, I never did I got that book, but I never finished reading it. But rowing in the same direction, dude. I mean, you can imagine one guy rowing this way, the other rowing backwards, and now you're just spinning in a circle. So if you're in a partnership like that, have the conversation just like you would with your spouse. Have the difficult conversation, just saying, hey, you're not meeting my expectations. This is what I think you should be doing. And have a adult conversation about responsibility and commitment. Because to Fresh's point, I mean, it's one thing if you've had the chance to vet them, but if you're in this partnership and life happens, so things have changed, sit down and clearly define what it is you're expecting from each other. And maybe at the end of it, you do buy them out. And then it's negotiating what's the value, what have you been doing, that sort of thing. So I didn't mean to take Fresh's answer, but I knew he was in the middle of a crowd.
No, I know.
Kissing babies and shaking hands.
Guys, this is Robb Hill. Robb, great to see you, sir. Robb Hill Enterprises.
It's great to be seen, gentlemen.
Better to be seen than viewed.
I wouldn't know.
I've
never been viewed.
We had a question for you that I can just pull up because you were talking about integrity and character plus morality, you were saying. And this person says that how come there are so many people out there who lack this and know nothing about true integrity and the qualities that go into it? What would be your advice to that?
Well, my first advice would be consider this. 95% of the people need to be told what to do.
That's right. You said that.
That's true.
So then, in one of my favorite books, man, it says, seek and ye shall find. All right. But most people are like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat that ain't there. Okay. They have no idea what they're looking for.
Right. No, he's right. He did say that. But yeah, they were just surprised with that. When you said that, he was saying that he's dealt with so many people who lack integrity and don't even know the meaning of it. So that's what
I'm dealing with that now, Rob.
And listen, I talked about it this morning at my sales meeting because we're talking about our local municipalities and elected officials. And I said, I don't care if you're elected by me or not. have some stewardship and do what you're supposed to do in that role. I don't know why I had to vote for you to do what's right. Like, just be a steward of whatever it is you're responsible for. And I don't mean it's not that hard, because you look around and it is that hard, but people, they do not. If they weren't raised in a Christian home, integrity isn't top of the, food chain. And I think that's it too. You just have to be the example first and foremost, and then recognize. Rob, that's amazing. What the 95% have
he's got
told
the
what
best
to do. Good.
He's got the best one-liners.
You consider that a lot of people have no idea what their assignment is. Okay, and so life is not meant to lift you up. Life will beat you down if you let it. And most people want to take the path of least resistance, which is like a lemming. You're gonna follow everybody right off the cliff, right? just follow everybody right where everybody else is doing it. My mother, she had a very famous line that I take now, and she said, "Everything good to you ain't good for you." Okay, and just because it feels good doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Okay, a lot of people don't realize that when you're doing what you need to do, you're gonna always be swimming upstream.
Absolutely,
you're going against the flow.
Absolutely.
Right? And this is where a lot of people just miss the boat. They just let life just push them around. And then they wonder, oh my God, what's really going on? When what they need to do is open their eyes and look within.
Right.
No. You got to open your eyes and look within. Like all of us here, see, we have an assignment to bring credible information to the listeners. All right. What my goal is what I do is I just get people to think. Okay, because most people don't think. That's the hardest thing in the world it is to do, is to think. Most people are just in a reactionary state. In financial services, man, I run across so many people that do things because the agent told them to.
That's why we call this broker than you, because as a real estate broker, you better hope they're not broker than you, because they don't know what they're talking about. So that is great advice.
People sit up and they'll pontificate about all kinds of different things, and it sounds good compared to what?
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is I found in my short time on this planet, I have found that the only way to get to the truth is through comparison. Okay. This sounds good compared to what? See, most people, they just get the first part of it, but then they don't question. Okay. And this is why I entitled my book, Ask the Right
Question.
You ever heard that old cliche that no question is a dumb question?
No, just dumb people that ask them.
But he says it's good to know that you're dumb. It's good that I know that I'm ignorant.
That is totally off base, man. Okay. See, because if you don't ask any questions, that's the dumb question.
Yeah. And to piggyback on the right questions, like I've talked about before, there's a great book called Question Behind the Question, and it's all about personal responsibility, because you're asking the wrong, why didn't he do that, versus why didn't I better instruct him to do what I wanted him to do, and taking that personal responsibility. And I think that's a great point for sure. Ask more questions, and that, I joke around, there's no dumb questions, just dumb people that ask them. But my brother Levi, who graduated from high school, is a very successful business person, but he asks a million questions, and he's one of the smartest kids in the room without the book knowledge, but it's because he asked so many questions. And I think you even go to that curiosity, right? People don't have curiosity anymore. Just explain to me like I'm 12 so that I can understand it. And if you can't, then my questioning should not be that difficult for you. The fact that you're stumbling over my pretty simple question makes me nervous about either what you really know or don't know. So I think that's a great point, and ask more questions for sure.
James, the guy, the cop guy, he wanted to know how far are you from New York City, and would he be able to come see you in person if he wanted to meet with you?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I can meet him.
I know you're in Connecticut, but yeah.
But it's easier for me to do it on Zoom.
Oh, okay, so you would prefer to do it on Zoom?
Yeah, and I'm trying to. My site is down. I'm switching servers.
Okay. So if he contacts you, you can have a Zoom call with him. But because I know you said that New York is different than other states.
Very different. Very different. Very different. Very restricted.
But you could still do some stuff with him if he contacts you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna tell him he should just go to your website, correct?
Yep.
All right, and then he can email you.
Well, I'm transferring the website, so my email is.
I got your email, J Whitfield. Give him that.
Yeah.
Okay. And Laban, Robb actually is a minister.
I saw that.
I wanted you to share your favorite Bible verse that you shared last week.
Just one.
Okay. Well, have you ever heard this? Listen to this right here.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
I have not heard that one, thankfully. Okay. Like you've never been viewed. I've never been read my memorandum rights or whatever.
Well, there's a scripture that says, "By your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned."
Okay. Yeah.
There's another one that says, "Death and life is in the power of the tongue."
That's true too.
Okay.
And that's where I think a lot of I think I brought up a few proverbs.
You did. You brought up Proverbs. His Laban's brother is a pastor, right?
Well, yeah, and I grew up a PK. My father was a youth pastor and pastor's kid.
Okay.
That's how you know you're in the church if you know what a PK is.
I already knew that.
So, but no, I think, and it's always been more important for me. My brother Lamech is a minister, and so it's almost like, it's okay for him to profess faith anywhere he goes. Whereas for us in business, what's great is I've had meetings where at the end of it, somebody says, "Hey, are you a believer?" And it's like, it just seems like the way you talk and the things you do. So I want my example, to be the example versus just the voice per se. But
I just want to comment on this thing about faith. Okay, see, a lot of people use faith and belief interchangeably. They're not the same thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, belief is something you have. Faith is something you do. Faith is a verb. Okay, faith is a verb. When they the father of lies, man, all he wants to do is just get you just a little bit off the truth, just 1 degree, just 1 degree.
Yeah,
it make no difference right now or in a year from now or 2 years from now, but 20 years from now, you are so far off from where you need to be. It's mind-boggling, and it's all about them little things. Okay, so we don't have faith-based organizations. They're belief-based. Mm-hmm. Their faith is what allows them to impact the community. And I want to share with you guys the 5 attributes of a successful Christian entrepreneur. All right. Number 1, to be a light. All right.
Let that little light shine.
You know it. Number 2, to lead by serving. The greatest among you shall be the servant of all. Number 3 is to impact the community. Number 4,
expand my territory like the prayer of Jabez, right?
Yes. Make the most of opportunity.
Very true.
Number 5, which is the most important one, is to impact the harvest. Okay. It says the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Why? Because we get so wrapped up in this world, and even coming up, they say there's 2 things you don't talk about. That's politics and business.
Very true.
Politics and God.
Especially in the same conversation.
Right? And see, the scripture says that in all thy ways acknowledge him. In everything you do.
Every aspect.
And then you got these people talking about, well, you don't want to talk politics. Why? Because they want ignorant people. Have you guys ever heard of a book called Rules for Radicals?
I have not.
No.
I have.
Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Okay? See, if you don't know what your enemy is doing, how you going to fight him?
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Get a copy of that book, Rules for Radicals, man, and you see exactly what's going on, man, because they need a bunch of useful idiots, man.
You got to get Rob's book.
People who are wearing red hats.
Yeah, well, but it's not even that. It's not even political. I mean, there's crazies on all sides of it, but I just think it's something.
Actually, there's not. Actually, there's not.
How so?
Because if you crazy, you on the wrong side.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying is that we've taken the difference of right and wrong, and even the right we've divided to make both sides are right, but they make the other feel wrong, and it is something that's tough to work through. But if you have faith leading that, then the politics can fall to the side. But that rarely happens.
Actually, the politics cannot fall to the side because freedom and responsibility are like front and back. Our government right now is a reflection of the people that put them in there. But then you got to understand that a lot of our government officials are not elected. They are selected.
They are selected, yes.
Right. They're not elected. Yeah. How are you going to spend 40 years in Congress? It don't happen. It don't happen.
Talking about Chuck.
Well, not going in with a lower net worth and coming out. I mean, if that doesn't make you question everything.
Well, our government is riddled with corruption, but that's another conversation.
Well, and a lot of organizations are.
See, but what we got to do is we got to be an informed people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said get the ostrich, you pull the head out of the sand. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing right there because people don't know that they don't know, but they think they know.
They do. Right? Fresh, you got to come back.
When what you believe will not produce what you want, you got two options.
You
either change what you believe or you change what you want.
Right, exactly.
And how do you change your beliefs? You got to change the information you're running on. See, because I was misinformed by a lot of misinformed people for a long time. All right. And I got to a point in my life where I said, man, this can't be it. And one of my mentors said to me many, many moons ago, he looked me in my face and he told me, he said, Rob, you are so much more than what you have become.
He did say that.
Mm-hmm.
And that changed your life.
All the difference. That made all the difference. See, because I found out you can't argue with the book.
No. That tells you everything.
And when you read the scriptures, all right, you need to read them out loud.
Yeah.
All right. Because faith cometh by hearing, not by reading, not by listening. Faith cometh by hearing. See, listening requires no response. Hearing does. Like you remember when your mom said,
Did you hear
what I said? Did you hear what I said? You know, that means do something.
Exactly.
That means do something. That's what the Lord said. Hear the word of the Lord because it's going to propel you to do something.
James, two questions for you. And I know this is probably not your area of expertise, but this person wanted to know. They are very passionate about their pet and being an insurance expert. Do you believe pet insurance is worth the cost?
Yeah.
You do? Really?
Yeah.
Dude, okay. I'll let him answer it, but I ran into somebody the other day who we were talking because we got a new puppy, and the guy said, man, the best thing I ever did was got pet insurance because and I'm like, what?
You want to spend $3,000 on needles?
Go ahead. I mean...
It covers like surgeries and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Unless you got spare cash, you got like 10 grand saved away, in case something happens to Rusty.
Right.
I mean, and listen, people love their pets, and that's where in real estate, like we've always, not always allowed, but under circumstances, especially single family homes, like dogs are a part of a family, and even cats in certain instances.
Yeah, they are.
It does not surprise me that people would invest in insurance for their pets. I had not heard much about it, but this guy just recently said that.
Yeah, this guy asked because he wants to get it. He just didn't know if it was worth it. James, the other question, this comes from Garrett. I know this isn't also your area of expertise, but he just purchased a vacation home, and he wants to know the impact of getting vacation home insurance. Is there a different cost to that, or a different policy for that? Okay.
Really? Because you're saying because he's not living there year round?
He's not. It's a secondary property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
is it worth getting?
Here's what he could do. He can contact me for mortgage insurance.
Oh, okay.
You sell mortgage insurance?
Yeah. For yourself. Like
I see. Okay.
Yeah, something happens to you, the mortgage is paid through insurance.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so I'll let him know that, because he was very concerned about it. Hey, Rob.
Yes.
I know you don't want to talk politics, but somebody wanted to know if you're safe, if everything's going well, because they said that the National Guard was deployed in Chicago recently.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Are you in the National Guard?
No, but he's in Chicago, so that's why they asked if all is kosher. Are you doing okay? Is it rough out there?
I mean, our government,
because the mayor doesn't want them there. He said
these people.
Nobody wants them there.
Yeah,
I want them here.
I was going to say some citizens do want them there.
All people that are here illegally, send them back where they came from.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And that's but I think, and this is where I don't know. I think it's more the media spinning this as far as like ICE is trying to do their job, and whether the approach to which they're taking is, I think, what people are disputing. But to Rob's point, I think, and I know so many people that came through the right way, if you will, and it takes patience and time.
All our families did, yeah.
But I mean, it is, and I think the best example, and I don't want to step on Rob's toes here, but like out in California, the insurance, because this is a lot of what they're talking about. These illegal immigrants coming in using insurance.
Well,
like Gavin Newsom said it was going to cost like $2 billion, and it's now $11 billion a year. Like you, as business owners, if you do that kind of due diligence, you're out of it before you even get to that point. So I think that's the challenge on the U.S. is the illegals absorbing a lot of the resources that are meant for citizens.
Actually, it's not the illegals that are absorbing it. Okay, see. What we got to understand is that everything that the government gives to the people, it must first take from the people, because government does not produce anything.
That's true.
Okay.
So
all of us taxpayers are funding this.
Yep.
Yeah, you said that.
We're all funding this, and it is criminal.
Yeah, it is.
It is criminal.
Well, yeah, you said we don't make anything. We get it all overseas.
Especially when you're buying stuff that's already tariffed on top of everything else. You can't go to the store and spend $150 on groceries. You do that now, you come out with a gallon of milk and maybe a box of cereal. And that's God's honest truth.
No, it is.
Actually, what it is, see, the tariffs are a beautiful thing, okay? Because when the producer names a tune, the consumer has got to dance. And see, we are not producing.
That's what you said. Right. Yeah, we get everything overseas.
But we love to dance. We love to dance.
We got all these big buildings going up right now, and what are they? They're just warehouses for stuff coming from other places.
That's true. Right. And
you drive through, like you take Detroit. Take Detroit. Used to be the car manufacturing capital of the world.
It was.
Look at it now. Look at Caterpillar. Remember, everything used to be a caterpillar. They used to call tractors caterpillars.
That's what they were. Yeah.
Now they don't. Because why? Because the competition is fierce. The world is vying for the market in the United States. Why? Because this market buys everything.
Yep.
We do. We
Okay?
do. We take everything.
They buy everything. Okay. And so what a lot of people don't understand is what is the United States? The United States is simply the largest trading bloc on the planet. We got 50 states bound together for interstate commerce. That's why you can make something in Michigan and sell it in Florida. All right. All these kinds of things. And so what happened is after World War II, the United States emerged as the world's supreme manufacturer. And then, out of the kindness of our hearts and being sold out by our politicians, we rebuilt the rest of the world. And now everything they make, they ship it here. And everything they make, you look on something and find that it says made in the USA on it.
Yeah, they're few and far between.
Oh, very few and far. Do you remember Zenith? The quality goes in before the name goes on. What happened?
Right.
To that? See, what the world understands that most Americans don't understand is that when quantity demand is satiated, quality demand kicks in. Mm-hmm. This is why Honda went to Acura.
Honda is Acura.
Yeah, Honda is Acura.
Wow.
It's the same company. It's just like Ford and Lincoln.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Well, but see, Ford, the American companies don't understand this.
Yeah.
See, remember when everything that used to come from China used to be called junk? Robb's Electronics, all this kind of stuff. Okay. Well, they filled that quantity demand up, and now they move to quality. I'll give you an example. This guy just graduates out of college, and he goes and buys him a couple of $200 suits. Goes out there and gets him a job, and he's doing well on the job, and then he gets a promotion and gets a big raise. Now he goes out and buys two $400 suits. Okay.
Yeah.
Now them $200 suits don't feel as comfortable as them $400 suits. All right. We go from Timex to Rolex. They both tell time. What is it? It's a status thing. And you know what status is, right? STATUS. Still too arrogant to understand success. All right.
That's great.
What we got to do is we got to get back to manufacturing here in the U.S.
Yeah, I thought with the pandemic that was going to start happening between the chips that they all needed and everything else. I mean, and I worry about our workforce being willing to do that work, which is where that illegal
about that.
comes into conversation.
I got some really strong thoughts about the pandemic.
Oh, well.
We're talking about the second biggest lie ever told to the world, man.
I think it's artificial. I mean, yeah, it killed people, but I think it's
the media blew it out of proportion.
Yeah. No,
it was a lie.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Dr. Fauci said that Donald Trump, his administration would see a pandemic 2 years before it happened.
Yeah. Yep. Listen,
that also has to be able to pay attention to it.
I used to post. I used to post an interview.
Do you know that people have been dying ever since people been living?
Yeah, and Fauci did that interview. I think it was 2 years prior, and the guy said, "Hey, if I get, what should I do?" He's like, you don't need a mask. You don't need to do." And it's just
the whole social distancing, all that was proven.
No, putting on a mask to stop a virus is like putting on underwear to stop a fart.
Listen, I went to Mexico during COVID on vacation, and the way how their social distancing practices and everything is trash.
Social distancing is trash.
Yeah,
how does that virus know you 6 feet away?
Exactly.
It was a myth. It was all myth.
Rob, but think about this stuff. We were saying these things out loud of how crazy it sounded, and everybody's just like, "No, that's what they're saying we need to do."
Well, it was the same thing.
They won't even let you. You go back to hearing and critical thinking, and that was out the window. They just used fear to push through it. And I mean, even for me as a believer, And Lord has provided everything we need. And yet it's like, man, am I going to be okay though? Like they were able to invoke fear in everyone. And then to know it was a lie.
Fear is one of their most powerful tools.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Fear
Fear
is ignorance.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's where it comes
true.
from ignorance. Because when you know, you at least have expectations of what could come about. But when you have no idea, they will fear you to death. And I think that's the saddest part. And I think of my grandmothers were locked down for the last 2 years of their life. And that's what infuriates me.
That's awful. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how many people died without somebody at their bedside?
Yeah, they were doing it FaceTime. I remember all that.
Like, that's just, I mean, even when I see pictures of us wearing masks competing in athletics, I'm like, we knew this was
kids
dumb.
do it
We knew
playing
this
basketball.
was wrong. What do we?
It was ridiculous.
I remember going back to the gym for the first time because I was itching at the bit to get out the house.
Everyone was. Yes.
I couldn't shoot ball in a park. That's how bad. I mean, I couldn't go to a park.
No, I have a video. No, I have a video when we were in Bethany Beach. My daughter was getting ready for her basketball season. It was September because it's Labor Day. And I have a video where I look up. They took the hoop down. No backboard, no rim, because they thought people were going to congregate and spread this. I mean, and they knew the whole time none of that was true.
Yep.
It's terrible.
James,
I don't know if that's the way we want to end this.
No, I got to ask James one question. This person's been bugging me for. There's a man who just lost his job. He wants to know if it's possible for him to join his spouse's life insurance plan. Is that normal to enroll?
The health insurance?
Health or life?
If it's the health insurance,
it must be health. It must be health.
Yeah, I believe he can.
Okay, but if they have two separate,
it's going to drive
insurance
premium. It's going to drive her premiums through the roof. But yeah.
Okay, because life insurance, they both have separate policies, I believe.
Well, that wouldn't matter if you change your job or anything.
Okay, right? I must have misunderstood what he said. So he can do that. Okay.
Yeah. Now he can
as
also
opposed to Cobra. That's what he asked about.
Well, no, you can do what's left of Obamacare personally, or if you're able to. If you're able to say that I don't have any savings or anything, you can qualify for Medicaid.
That right? He mentioned that too, but he
Medicaid. So
he didn't want to pay Cobra. He wanted to get on his wife's policy.
Yeah,
but you said the premium would go up for his wife's policy.
Yeah, he'll kill his wife's premium.
It's that much.
Yeah, well, because he's a grown person, with his own his own health issues and stuff. But you can also sign up. You can also sign up for the Affordable Care, whatever's left of it. Thanks to Congress,
right? Whatever they do to it.
Yeah, but if that doesn't work, you can get Medicaid. Not Medicaid, but Medicaid.
Okay. I will let him know that.
And with Medicaid, you're not paying anything because you're saying you're under the poverty, the poverty line. You're not working.
You have to make a certain amount.
Exactly. So if you can show that you don't have enough money in the bank to survive on and all that stuff.
And is the coverage for Medicaid if his wife has decent insurance, but you're saying it would kill her policy going on Medicaid, you'll still get decent coverage.
Yeah, you'll get these. I was on it for a while. Okay. Now you couldn't go to certain doctors or whatever because it all depends on who takes it.
Exactly.
But you get the exact same service here and there.
Rob, somebody was asking about the Chicago mayor designated ice-free zones. Is that even possible? Can the city dictate? They can't dictate over federal government.
Federal law trumps state law.
Yeah. Why is the Chicago? Well, it's probably
just to make noise, dude. They're just
why is the Chicago
noise.
Mayor being so difficult?
They're crooks, man.
No, I know they are. But he's fighting this tooth and nail. It seems.
No, he's trying to fight it.
Yes,
Well,
he's
so is their
trying.
governor. So is their
It
governor.
all looks that way. He's like a hamster on a wheel, man.
Yeah, he is.
All that running ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's just crazy to me because I know the illegals in the healthcare especially are a big reason why the government is shut down, because it's going to cost trillions of dollars to cover healthcare for them.
They're evil.
That's what's really hurting it.
You know, we throw that term trillions around like it means nothing.
I know, because we don't see it. Yeah.
I mean, as I have been awake, okay, and I'm not one of them woke people. As I awaken to the
eyes
truth,
open. Yeah.
okay. And so when I was coming through, I was in the military.
Yes. Yes.
In 1984, I was stationed in Sinop, Turkey. Okay. And I went to the currency exchange there and traded in $100 bill for some Turkish money. Man, they gave me stacks.
Right.
I was like, oh, this is it. But that was when the United States dollar was worth something. Okay.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
it's gone down in value.
Easing and all this stuff that they're doing, man. They gotta know that we are totally stupid because we let them do this. Our politicians have been selling us out for the past 40 years.
At least 40,
if not longer. At least 40 years.
I mean, we came off the gold standard in what, in the late 60s, 70s?
In the 70s, yes.
Yeah, I mean.
And I got a presentation that we're going to do one time, and it's called 10 Pillars of Economic Wisdom.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right. I got the videos for that. If you see, you got to buy his book. It's on Amazon about asking the right questions.
I like it.
It's so ask the right answers, get the right answers for sound financial retirement planning. And this book was birthed out of anger.
And it's small. It's a quick read, and it'll really
what it does. It's not a how
open your eyes.
It's a why-to book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really not what you make.
It's what you put away. Yes.
It's what you keep that counts.
Yeah.
But you definitely check it out. It's on Amazon. It's really, I like it. It's like I didn't know a whole lot, so it was kind of mind blowing to me.
That's great, man. Rob, great to have you.
Yeah,
man,
Rob, we'll talk.
Thing, man. I love to be with you guys, man, because what's happening is we are the movers and shakers up here, right?
Yeah.
And so what we got to do, we got to start getting people to think right, because 100% responsibility is the coin of the realm.
Well, I can tell by the questions that we're getting that there's a lot of people that are misinformed. So, but thank you guys
95% of them.
Yeah, they don't know what to do unless they're told. That I'm one of them. So, but Laban,
thank you, brother.
King of real estate in Erie, Pennsylvania. Mr. James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. I will pass on your email to that cop who apparently wanted to drive and meet you, but you'll have a Zoom with him. And Mr. Robb Hill of Robb Hill Enterprises.
Actually, it's R Hill.
Oh, R Hill Enterprises Inc. Yes, R Hill Enterprises Inc. We do our show Fridays. So Robb he's born for podcasting, as you can see.
Yeah, man, I love it.
So thank you for joining us, and we will be back next week. Remember, I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.